How we doing, guys? Dutchdrated88 back with another episode of Let's Play OpenTTD. Now, last time, I don't quite remember what we're doing. I think we started to try and build up to here, at least we're debating it. So, let's see, we could probably go this way a little bit more. That would be one option. Yeah, just sort of avoid all this junk. And we got plenty of money, so I'm not really worried about that. Let's head this way, because why not? Alright, we'll do that there. That'll come up. That'll come up. Make sure to even out all that land. We'll do little tunnels there, not bridges. And our ultimate goal is like directly in front of us. So, in that case, we're just going to keep equalizing land out. Although we're going to start running into cost for shoreline, it looks like. Doing up here, up here. We'll do them right there, and then what we can do is we can run like that, and that there. And I'm just going to run these back just so I know I already got train line built. And then, yeah, I got this town to go through. You go up, and I think you just go up more before I get there. Yeah, it'd be a long distance we have to go up. Alright, let's see. Doing there. Well, okay. Bring that up there. Now, hopefully we can do one of these here. Okay, that's why. And there we go, and there we go. Just sort of sometimes got to build tunnels through everything. And we're actually going to destroy this and equalize it out. Just so it's a little bit less we have to deal with as far as everything varying. And this is going to get expensively fun. Nice massive valley through here, but we have tons of money, so it's not really that much of an issue. Although I think we just spent about $12 million in one go, which is not the greatest. Alright, there we go. Got another one over here I'll eventually get into. But for right now, go ahead and blow that up. And, oh, right there. We'll run more track across. And I'm surprised I managed to do a straight line into here. That normally does not happen. Alright, there we go. Now I want you to be gone. And we'll put one of these guys in exchange. Do a couple of those, and then we can do depots like right here. depot and a depot. It's a little close to the bridge for me feeling okay with it, but it's going to work out for now. Just so I don't have to keep spending money on just the train track, and then I can actually get something going. Now I know at some point we're probably going to have to start transporting, we'll have to start transporting like passengers or something like that. Yeah, if we look at how much we spent about 9 million last year, and company value has just taken a massive dip again, because I remember last time we did quite a bit of construction, I believe. Yeah, we ran a second track through here. I remember that now. But passengers would be the next thing we can transport, and since we don't quite have airplanes to simplify it, I think trains are going to be our best bet. Now I'm thinking a separate passenger line would work, because if you look at how we have things set up right now, it's not really conducive for having passengers on the same line as freight. Alright, and we're going to get all these messages now, which that might be something to go through and start just getting rid of vehicles, just because we're going to have a bunch of them that are essentially repeating the same task. So let's see, let's do a passenger line. We can sort of, if we want to, we can run it parallel to these tracks, but I feel having our own separate line for both of them is going to be the most beneficial. Now, as far as where we can put this passenger track, we can probably do it on the outskirts of the town here, because they probably won't be extremely mad if I start bulldozing. There we go. Now they're probably mad. Yep, they're mad. But that's okay. Now we'll go ahead and equalize that out. And then for right now, it looks like it's 2 buy stations, about the most we can do. So now in order to get this across, or at least out of here, we'll probably have to go out and then down that way. And let's equalize that land out if we could, and we can. And there we go. So we sort of have this passenger line going now. There we go. And it's probably going to be a little bit, it's going to take a lot of construction to get this up and running, but I feel it's going to be extremely beneficial. Now, I'm thinking what's going to be most conducive. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of that little thing at one point. But like right now, we have to go up a bunch of hills and down some more. So we're just sort of going to start laying out the tracks for all of this. could equalize this out again. Do that, of course. That was not intended, but okay. And we'll run this track straight across like that. Now we'll have to go like right here because we're going to be pretty close. Now we can shoot around and probably add a station in here just as another stop. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Although we'll have quite a few stops here, so we could do one station like here. We'll bring the train around, across, or we'll bring it around and then through a station here. The station can be linked up to like this town here, but you can bring in buses from like here and here. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll just have to reconvene the train at some point. Is that how I want to do this? I don't know, I just sort of want one that I can shoot off and grab passengers on and get back onto the main line with. So we're going to leave that there for now. We'll go straight a little bit this way, shoot it over a little bit, and then bring it down. And then, yeah, we're not really running into any conflicts. That's good. It's nice and straight too. Sort of wish one thing they added to this game would be like rotate stuff around. But I don't think they're going to add that feature at all. Okay. Roads, can we do any type of deconstruction like that? No, we can't. So we'll bring this over about 2 or so. There we go. That should be enough to just barely get by there. Bridge crossed. Well, yeah, we'll do a little bit longer bridge length. And that'll allow us to run a road underneath if needed. There we go. And there we go. That'll just allow the town to expand when they get to that point, of course. Yeah, this will be a little expensive. Now we could bring this industry into here via road vehicles. Alright, so let's get this linked up first. Let's equalize out like a single straight narrow through here. Okay. And we're just sort of going to landscape this to look natural, just so it doesn't seem off. And we'll have, this will be the exit. So this will run into here. Then you will bridge across. There we go. And what we could do right away is we could start running trains into this station, because technically we are connected up right now. So I think I'm going to start doing that just with a small passenger train, just so we can start getting passenger inflow into these stations. There we go. 4 right after. Do them like that. I'll do a little entry onto here. Now we're going to try and run the tracks similarly as far as the direction they go. And I may transport mail at some point with the trains. I feel like that's not a bad idea, but I think initially just the passengers primarily will be okay. Although we could add a couple of mail cars onto the trains and not have an issue. Now this will be the tricky part, this nice long passage here. At some point we'll probably want to go through here and do some more terraforming, because we go up 200 and then we come back down. So in the end we only make a change of about 50. But being passenger cars, as long as we have decent trains, we should be okay. Alright, so we'll do exit here. And then we'll do the entry here. There we go. So now we sort of have an end station to run into. We can of course at some point split this off and run it over this way. Alright, there's that. We'll want to do those signals here. Keep running you that way. Keep running you that way. And then as far as a depot goes, this seems like a prime spot for one. Then we can run you into the track here. Sort of a messed up way to do this. That's the wrong way. Here we go. Then we can do a depot here and one right here. That's the wrong direction, but right there. Okay, that'll work. Whatever. And we'll start to run a train. Now what we'll use, we'll choose, let's go with the turbo. Now as far as you know, we'll do like 2 mail cars and some passengers. So your capacity right now is 60 bags of mail and 200 passengers. That seems decent. I'll have you run from here, and I'll have you run all the way over to here. And I want you to do full load, and probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do full load. Now this train should be significantly faster. We'll also know that it's the train that we use for passengers because of the type of train. Now what is your horsepower? So they got about 4,000 horsepower. So we're going to notice a little bit of a difference trying to go, or a little bit of an issue trying to go up the hill here. But I just want to make sure we get the first train across. And you are already here. Now this probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do one of the fancy stations like we have over there. Alright, we're going to get rid of all those. Yeah, so we got to bring you down at some point. We'll bring you down 1, because that'll make the train ride a little bit smoother. And then, yeah, we'll just keep continuing this on this way-ish. Because the goal is to get that track all the way down to like this town. Well, specifically this town, but any town would work, because right now we're running it into a pretty large city. Alright, now let's see, can we get rid of, we can get rid of those now. Alright, well that'll be the end of the episode here. So as always guys, thank you for watching. If you have any ideas on any games at all, leave those in the comments below. I have gotten a couple of game ideas from you guys, at least one, so I'm just sort of debating which one to go with. Please like and subscribe if you do like the series, and I will see you guys in the next episode.